Okay, so today we are working in our book, the Keyboard Musician Book 1, pages 17, 18, and 19. The subject of these pages is accompanying. Previously you have worked on your own as a soloist. Today we are working in preparation for playing for somebody else, or playing with somebody else. As an accompanist, you will quickly learn that supporting somebody's melody is very essential in the skills necessary for a successful pianist. So, don't consider this as an inferior part of the job as a pianist, more as a supportive role. However, both the accompanist and the soloist must work together to provide one piece of music. So, they are more as equals. Whereas, when you play the accompaniment part, you're playing chordal support. Okay, so when you play the accompanying parts, play the two measures where it has an S next to the brace. This part here. The top measure, or the top systems, will be performed by your teacher, which is me. Please study the handsets separately. Combine the left-handed bass notes and the right-handed intervals to create chords. So the first step for learning this accompaniment is to clap and count the rhythm. We're going to clap it on our lap. Notice in the first measure that we have one quarter rest, and that's it. Well, that's kind of strange. Why is it just one quarter rest? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. This is called a pick-up bar. It's one beat because this is how we prepare for music. 1, 2, 3 is when we begin singing as a soloist, and you simply rest. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of this piece. So let's go ahead and get ready to clap on our laps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, rest. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, rest. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now, why did I end with only 2 beats, or a half note, at the end of this piece? Well, it's because the first measure in our music, in our piece Common Bill, is the third measure, or the third beat of the last measure. It was simply cut off and placed at the beginning. So you see how the pickup bar works. We have a partial measure, which is usually the last beat of a measure, and the first 2 beats of that cut off part of the measure is at the end. So let's now go ahead and play our music while we count. Before you come to this step, practice identifying each of the notes as a blocked chord. Notice how, excuse me, notice how when you play each measure, it's simply a bass, chord, chord. Practice finding each of these notes as a chord together. So you will play the left hand, and then here, for the right hand, 2 and 4. Next measure, measure 3. Play it as an arpeggio if you need to. This is the same as measure number 1 and 2. And then once again it repeats. And then once again here, and then here. Looks like these are the 2 chords that are repeated throughout the piece. Now that we are comfortable playing each of these measures with the proper fingering, let's go ahead and count as we play. Here we go. Remember, rest on 3 of the pickup bar. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, rest. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, release. Very good. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we are now going to play this alone, but with a metronome. Previously, we did not use the metronome because we were simply learning the notes, learning how to play the accompaniment properly, and counting at the same time. After you become comfortable doing that on your own, let us apply the regular metronome as we play. Remember, it is in 3/4 time. Let's start off at 70 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3. Lastly, as you practice each day with the metronome, you will slowly become comfortable playing this accompaniment in preparation for the when you're accompanying me in your lesson. Okay? So it won't be necessary to play the melody right now. If you would like to play the melody on your own to get a sense of what it sounds like, you may do so. And then we'll have that ready for your lesson. Good luck.